So the first book for the listening strategies is called Giraffes Can't Dance. And this would be my concept book. Students will listen for the giraffe's name, and once they hear, they will hold up this picture of the giraffe. Gerald was a tall giraffe. So now we know that Gerald is the giraffe's name. So every time students hear the name Gerald, they will hold this picture up. Gerald was a tall giraffe whose neck was long and slim, but his knees were awfully crooked and his legs were rather thin. He was very good at standing still and munching shoots off trees. But when he tried to run around, he buckled at the knees. Now, every year in Africa, they hold the jungle dance, where every single animal turns up to skip and prance. And this year, when the day arrived, poor Gerald felt so sad, because when it came to dancing, he was really bad. So having the students just to hold this up, most of the time they will just truly enjoy this and think of a fun way of, it's just exciting getting to do something new, and this will ensure that they are listening as you are reading the book. My next book is called Dumpy's Friends on the Farm. So we have these cutouts of all the farm animals, and the students will use their reading listening strategy for this particular book. And whenever a specific animal from the farm is mentioned, they will hold it up. So it goes right along with this, but rather than just one particular name, animal, they have various. So some pages may talk about 2 different animals, and they'll really have to listen because they can be back to back. Dumpy's Friends on the Farm. Dumpy the dump truck loves his animal friends. Cock-a-doodle-doo! So we would find the rooster, because they know a rooster is the only animal that can make that sound. And then it goes on to say, the rooster wakes him up every morning. So students are going to hold this up like this, facing the teacher for the teacher to see that they have heard. Old Nelly the cart horse whines to him as he starts his day. The pigs wallow in the mud. They snuffle happily as he passes by. And the book continues on. I know towards the end, it says, Dumpy loves to hear the bleating of the sheep and goats, so they will have to find the sheep and the goat. So this, like we had talked about earlier, there were animals that were talked about, multiple animals on the same page. So this is another listening strategy to kind of get them excited to do something new and to really pay attention to the book. And the last book that we have will be the math reading strategy. It's called Saving Money. And I have this container of coins that each student would have. Typically, if you're in the classroom, you're going to have play money and play bills. But just for this particular concept and video, I just had some coins laying around that I used. So when you're in the classroom, you're going to have the bills, because if you have an account and you don't have just, like, for instance, a lot of these are nickels, but bills would be better once you get into the higher numbers. Saving money. A grown-up earns by working at a job. You might earn money too. What did you do to help around the house this week? Did you help your dad in the yard? Did you clean your room? Did you do the dishes after a meal? Some children get an allowance. An allowance is money that is given to a child every week or every month. Children may get paid for helping with jobs around the house. Some parents give an allowance so their children can learn how to spend and save money. Did you ever earn money by having a lemonade sale? On a hot summer day, you could probably sell a lot of lemonade. Let's say you charged 25 cents. So students would use their container of change to pull out 25 cents. So you're charging 25 cents a cup. If you sold 20 cups, how much money would you earn? You would earn $5. And this is where it gets into you would need the bills, because counting out 25 cents 20 times, if you didn't have all quarters, could be very time consuming, and that's not very practical in the classroom. So these 3 listening strategy manipulatives I feel like are very effective because kids love to play with money. So this will spark an interest. Most kids love animals. And another way that you could do it was when you hear this particular animal, they're going to hold the picture up. And you could also allow them to make the animal noises. That could be another manipulative that could go with a physical. You have to hold it in your hand. So that way you're not just copying off the other sounds of the students. And then this one, although there is only one, you do have to listen to for a particular name rather than giraffe. We have to listen for the name Gerald in this particular book.